Welcome to Juicy Podcast, the show where we dive deep into the stories, ideas, and perspectives that shape our world. I'm JB, and with me is MK. And today, we have something special for you. Before we get into our main discussion, we're going to play a video that sets the stage for what's ahead. So sit back, listen in, and let this video guide us into today's conversation. We'll be right back to break it all down.
Again, my name is Senator Natasha 5 days ago, on the 6th of March 2025, I was suspended. As a senator, I was suspended illegally because I submitted a petition of sexual harassment against the President of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio. I thought that by submitting the petition, he would recuse himself, and both of us will submit ourselves to the Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petition for a fair and transparent investigation. But unfortunately, I was silenced and I was suspended.
All right, diving right in today, we're taking a close look at a speech, a pretty powerful one actually, given by Nigerian Senator Natasha Akuta.
To the president of the IPU.
Right, the Interparliamentary Union, and we've got her statement right here as our source. I think what we really want to get at is what this whole thing tells us about women in Nigerian politics, especially with this suspension hanging over her head.
Yeah, the timing is definitely interesting. Just 5 days after that suspension on March 6th, 2025, she's at the IPU, still a sitting senator.
Representing Nigeria on a global stage. And you know, right off the bat, she apologizes to Honorable Kafila Agara, making it clear she's not there to, air dirty laundry or shame her country. It's a much bigger issue.
Absolutely. And then she jumps right into it, explaining that the suspension came after she filed a sexual harassment petition against the president of the Nigerian Senate himself, Senator Godswill Akpabio.
So naturally, you'd assume, well, he steps down for a bit. They both go before this ethics committee. An investigation happens.
Thank you. Right. But instead,
she gets hit with this huge 6-month suspension, no more security, official vehicles gone, salary cut, can't even set foot in the National Assembly.
And she can't present herself as a senator, even internationally. I mean, just showing up at the IPU is a pretty bold statement.
A huge risk, and it really puts a spotlight on this whole question of representation for women in Nigerian politics.
Yeah, and she really emphasizes that, right? It's not just about her. This suspension, she argues, it shows just how hard it is for women to have a voice in Nigerian politics.
And then she drops these numbers. They're pretty stark. Like only 3.6% of political offices in Nigeria are held by women, and in the Senate.
Even worse, 2.8%, and that was 4 out of 109 senators. Now it's 3 out of 100.
With her gone. And, she doesn't mince words. She calls this suspension straight up political victimization.
Punishment, basically, for speaking out against, corruption, impunity, and she brings up gender-based violence.
Yeah, linking it back to that UN declaration, 48104, right? The one that says sexual harassment is a form of gender violence.
Exactly. So it's not just a personal attack, it's a much wider issue.
And it's like this fundamental question of democracy. She was elected to represent her people.
But that voice is silenced now. And when she called for a transparent investigation...
Yeah, that didn't go over well. Hostility instead of accountability. It makes you wonder what message that sends.
It's pretty chilling, and she puts it out there, right? If a senator could be treated like this, what about everyday Nigerian women?
In their workplaces, universities, you name it.
It speaks to a culture of, harassment and silencing.
And it doesn't stop at Nigeria's borders. She points out that women all over the world, in politics, media, business, they face these threats, intimidation, just for asking for fairness.
Yeah, she even mentions those sex for grades scandals and workplace harassment. It's everywhere.
It makes her appearance at the IPU even more courageous. You have to admire that.
Definitely. Senator Akuta's experience really highlights these systemic issues, both within Nigeria and globally. It's a demand for accountability.
So if we're boiling it down, Senator Akuta's saying that this suspension, coming right after she filed this sexual harassment petition, it's a symptom of a much bigger problem, women being shut out of Nigerian politics.
And sadly, it's something that women all over the world are dealing with.
it really makes you think, how can we make sure these voices are heard? What does it mean for democracy when they're silenced? What about gender equality? It's a lot to consider.
It definitely is. It takes immense courage to stand up to powerful figures, and when those voices are stifled, it impacts everyone. We all need to be asking these questions.